Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns. Additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned, with the clear skies comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms. Otherwise, highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s from Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right. Hello, West Virginia. We are back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Oh, man, coming at you from our flagship affiliate, 580 WCHS, 1111 Virginia Street East. Salute. 81 degrees. 81 degrees outside. Coop, I tell you what. Did you get any rain today? It looked like rain.
Like my personal rain cloud?
Well, yeah, your personal rain cloud.
You said, did I get any rain?
Yeah,
I was
right,
like, it didn't rain on me.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's been sunny here all day. From
Okay.
From the vantage of my office, it's been real nice. I got a little miniature walk in a little bit ago, and yeah, it was nice.
You know, Linda was out and about. I was not, and I was looking outside in South Charleston. I was seeing a lot of dark clouds. I hope she makes it. I hope she makes it home.
That was
I don't
sincere.
have to get off the porch. That's going to mean I'm going to have to put some shoes on. Man, I hope that doesn't happen.
Got to find the rain hat and everything else.
Hate when that happens. Hate when that happens. Okay, so I was off on vacation for a while. We're not going to go all the way down that. We already did that. Check the podcast for that if you want to double back on it from yesterday. But I feel like I got a new lease on life. We got me a new password, desktop. I got it all going on, bells and whistles. It's awesome.
You also look and sound better today.
Do you think so?
You seemed a little like a fish that's been out of water for
Haggard.
a little long. Yeah, it seemed like the like some Jell-O that had been left out and was crusting around the edges a little bit. No. Bread that gets slightly stale when you leave it uncovered for a while. I felt a little concerned for you yesterday. You weren't lying when you said, you might need a hand with Carl.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad you feel better today.
Stale, that's a term we like to use a lot here in radio in a very positive way. So I'm back online. I got all my toys here, and I came to work today, and now my key card doesn't work. Are you
Really?
guys? Are you okay? So I was only gone a week. So first, it's the desktop password. Now my key card. Are you guys trying to tell me something?
No, not at all.
What's going on?
What's up with what did you do with your key card?
What did I do with it? I just put it up against the door, and it doesn't. Old card, who dis? It just does not want to let me in. So thankfully, we got to get that resolved as well.
Oh, who
before this show to continue.
You know who you got to see for that?
Who?
Me.
Seriously?
I do the cards. Sure.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my card is from like 1978.
Yeah, maybe I'll just get you. I have a whole box of new ones up there, so I might have to void that one and get you a brand spanking new one.
Let me since this is radio, this is going to go over.
No, we have a camera.
Oh, well, that's right. Hello, all the ships at sea out there watching on various things. So this is starting to flake away.
Oh yeah.
So
you've taken good care of that. It's been mine looked like I had to get when we got the box of new ones in. I went ahead and gave myself an upgrade because mine was starting to look a little frayed. It was like 14 years old or something. So yeah. I'll get you a new one.
What a release!
And I know that you like to have things a certain way. Your cable also doesn't work today.
I know.
So that's like, man, no TV.
Not only does
on
it
this
not,
radio
not
show.
only does it not work, it has that sign that says "I'm not authorized."
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to work, but you don't need to throw shade on me. It's like not authorized.
Does it say anything now, or was it turned off?
The last thing I need is like the cable company to be all judgy, But nothing's happening.
Well, I don't think the TV's on.
That's okay.
I went back there and looked
Is your
at
TV
it.
on?
I don't watch TV during the show.
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't know. I'll try to find out in just a minute. But
okay.
I did like my old days as doing tech here. When I first was hired in, it was as a part-time IT guy. So I dug deep into that part of me and trying to figure out, looking at this technology in there, what we might do as the first step to try to fix it. Now, this has been broken all day.
Oh, okay.
So I've heard about this and I forgot, unfortunately. So I apologize for that. But I reached deep into my bag of IT tricks and I unplugged it and plugged it back in. So we're going to see if that gets us anywhere, because it honestly looked like it was fine when I walked out of that room, that it was just finishing its boot cycle. So we'll see.
We'll see. I'll take a look at it
so,
later.
So write that down somewhere. Maybe we'll put a Post-it note. Remember we used to like if it goes off again, try unplugging and plugging back in.
This screen that tells me I'm not authorized does have a phone number on it.
Okay, well that would be the next thing to do.
Well, that could be a segment. Yeah. That could be a segment right there. All right, let me ask you this. So I'm on my way to work today, and I'm just coming down Virginia Street, and passing me going the wrong way in the middle of Virginia Street.
Driving the wrong way?
Driving the wrong way
nice.
Is an e-bike.
Oh, okay.
An e-bike is going the wrong way.
Was it one of those rentals?
No, I don't think so.
Was it like somebody's personal one?
Yeah, it looked like some dude's personal e-bike. He's in the middle of the two lanes, okay? He's got one hand on the handlebars, and he's on the phone.
Oh, I think I've seen this guy.
What's the story on that? Well, okay, let me ask you this. How many laws is he breaking simultaneously by doing that?
I'm sure there are laws, right?
Yeah.
Do we citate? Legitimately, I'm not sure what the deal is with that.
Okay.
Obviously, you're operating. Those games are considered some sort. You have to drive them on the roads, right? Or
do you?
I don't know. People are coming down the sidewalks all the time, and I'm
right.
jumping out of the way, so it's hard to tell one way or the other where they're supposed to be. But you certainly can't be on one going down the wrong way on a one-way street
in the middle of the road.
On the phone too.
On the phone.
I don't know, man.
So, do you have to register an e-bike?
I don't think so, because you can literally, like, there's places around town where you can just walk up and scan your credit card and grab one.
Okay. If I have been going, if I was going the right way down Virginia Street and he was coming the wrong way but was on the sidewalk, would that be legal?
I don't know, man. I have to dodge these people all the time. I have no idea.
Yeah. He seemed happy.
Yeah.
He seemed.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you live life like the rules don't apply to you, man, you go through. He probably wasn't wearing any underwear either. He was just flying out there as loosey and goosey as possible. Rules. Who needs rules?
Rules. What are rules? It's 2026. No, but I mean, he seemed very confident. He seemed, because sometimes, when you see a car going on Virginia Street the wrong way, you'll just get a glimpse of the person who's behind the wheel, and they're in a panic. They don't know what they're doing, and suddenly, for whatever reason, they're breaking a ton of laws. But this guy just seemed very happy-go-lucky that he was just kind of like flowing towards the middle of town.
I may have seen that guy today. I may have seen him, not on the wrong side of the road, but I did see a very happy guy on a phone on an e-bike. Okay. So it might have been the same guy.
And I think one of the reasons I'm bringing this to the show is this happened last week while I was on vacation. Linda brought this to my attention out of the blue. She says we need e-bikes.
Like personally?
Personally.
Okay.
She says she wants one.
I can see it for her.
Exactly. If you've ever seen me, it's a long way to the ground. Okay,
I can't see you on an
it's
e-bike,
a long way down. Okay, so I think I could probably handle it.
You'd be fine.
Yeah, I think so
fine.
too.
You'd have to go out and get
those are famous last words, right? I'll be fine.
You'd have to go out and get a brand new helmet and some brand new elbow pads and some brand new knee pads, And
right.
You'll have to get some tape to put on your shirts that light up when people reflective tape to put on your shirt. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You can find a place that you can like He-Man with the sword. You can find a place to put your metal detector on your back.
Oh god.
And you can take it anywhere.
The thing she says, she's like, listen, we'll get some e-bikes, and it's only like 5 miles to the state park. I'm like, 5 miles? 5 miles?
It sounds like a nice Saturday afternoon, man. All right.
Nice Saturday afternoon.
I mean, how long would it take you on an e-bike to get to the vinyl store? The problem is you can't carry any back, though, right?
Now you're talking.
But you can't carry any back.
Yeah.
Like if you buy more than like 3 albums, what, you want to be all unbalanced on the bike?
I do see some of this stuff on the YouTubes where a person will have an e-bike and then they'll have like a little cart behind them.
That makes sense.
So any groceries or things you need.
How many people have a dog in that cart?
Well, that's not
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But, I mean, you could put your lumber, little pieces of lumber from whatever, Lowe's or whatever, the groceries back there.
I just imagine a guy that's like building his garage and he doesn't have a truck, so he's making like 37 trips to Lowe's and bringing back like a piece of wood at a time.
But, I mean, I've been married for 40 years, and then suddenly this, my mate is saying I need like a mechanical electric bicycle. It was kind of a shock to the system.
I need to tell you like a 30-second story about my wife that has to do with bicycles. Okay. And I didn't know it had to do with bicycles. This isn't e-bikes. Back when I met her, so this was like almost 15 years ago now, we were just starting to know each other, and we went on our first date, and she was a little sassy and everything at the time, So she's telling me, she's like, I belong to this group of bikers. We go biking around the city, usually once or twice a week. And I was like, oh, heck,
okay,
all right. And she was like, yeah, I mean, people think that we're troublemakers because one of the guys has tattoos on. She's like talking about all these things. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. I mean, bikers, a bunch of bikers, that's cool. And she's like, we're going to be over in your area in Canal City on Saturday. We're going to be riding our bikes there. Can we come by? I'm like, yeah, you can come on by the house. Sure. That's when I was doing some work on the house, Okay. Come on by. We'll see it. So she and her biker group were planning on coming by, and I'm like, I'll keep an ear out for them. I'll hear them before I see them, no doubt about it. So here I am doing some work out in the lawn and stuff like that, and kind of waiting for who's going to be my future wife and some of her friends and family and stuff to come by on their motorcycles. And I'm thinking, okay, can I remember the types of bikes? It's been a while, I'm like, I don't want to look like an idiot, So I'm thinking about all these things. And suddenly I hear like a bunch of people talking behind me. And so I turn around, and pulling up into my driveway is like 15 people on vintage bicycles.
Nice. I'm probably ringing their bells.
With their bells and their baskets and their little doggies and everything else. It was definitely not a biker gang.
So it was an angry group of bicyclists.
Oh, not angry at all. They were very happy.
No, but you assumed that they were angry.
Yes. They were just some very friendly tattooed vintage bicycle collectors.
Yeah. How many movies have you seen where the move is that something happens inside the bar and somebody comes outside the bar and kicks over a bike and like 12 bikes go over?
Yeah, right.
And then then it's on.
Then the guy comes out and is like,
what happened? Yeah. Well, we'll see about the e-bike. we'll see about the e-bike thing.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah,
I mean, I see them around town, and sometimes I see them, and I can tell that somebody grabbed it to like get from one end of town to the other. I'm like, hey, that's super useful, you know.
Yeah.
As a guy that walks, I know about how long it takes to get from one end. And if you have an appointment or something, or don't want to sweat, you know, I can totally see how the ones you can rent, especially, are very useful.
I got a couple. Oh, I buried the lead.
What happened?
Well, we've got a Tickets Tuesday.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
So Margot Price is coming to Mountain Stage.
Yes.
So we will be giving away a couple. Well, we're not giving them away. You got to win them.
Yeah,
we'll do a Tickets Tuesday. That'll be at 5:33 today. Topics today for Tickets Tuesday are ESPN, no hitters, and the mystery category. So we'll do that at 5:33, and we should get lots of phone calls. We were getting tons of calls on the show yesterday, and I didn't even know we had a phone. Okay,
man, what a way to welcome you back.
Yeah.
You get in, you're having to take phone calls right away. People like dropping trivia on you and everything else. That was a tough way to come back.
Well, so we got a lot of stuff to get into on the show today, but I did want to ask you about this. So, this started happening over the summer where Monster Beverage did a deal with the Big 12, and now every team's got a Monster Beverage patch, and there's a Monster Beverage logo on every field and every basketball court. And then WVU's got a specialty patch on the other side of their uniform. That's been announced. So I saw this story today that Progressive, the insurance company, is slated to unveil a major deal that will see its logo featured on 13 football fields this fall that are associated with Learfield. So I see the list of teams, and we got some heavyweights in here. You got your Georgias, you got your Ole Misses. Oregon's supposed to be really good this year. Southern Cal's on this list. But there's a couple of big 12 teams that are on this list too. K-State's going to get one, and Texas Tech's going to get one. My question, and I'm sure this is probably a question for Sportsline or some of the other knowledgeable guys about this. What's the limit on logos? What's the limit on logos? How many logos can you have on your court or have on your football field? There's got to be a limit, right?
Well, what I wonder is if the deck on these things include like exclusivity to like shoulders. Like usually this stuff is in the contract, like how close other logos could be. One of my coworkers here, program director for a couple of the stations, the Mountain and KWS, came up with the term years and years ago, the first time we worked together on a promotion we were working on, and he called it logo dust, where suddenly you have so many logos on something that's just like dust that you sprinkle on it, and it doesn't really matter. No logo stands out. It's just kind of logo dust. So I'm assuming that the advertisers do not want logo dust. So there's got to be some exclusivity built in, some sort of spacing that's required and things along those lines. I don't know what the guidelines are on that, but there has to be. You can't put, like, if you sell your left shoulder to Acme Industries, you can't sell like the inside left shoulder to ABC Corp.
Right.
I can't imagine that you can do that. So there has to be some guidelines on that.
But I mean, WVU football uniforms now have like 2 logos on each shoulder, right?
Right. So I'm assuming you can't sell like the back of the shoulder.
That's
right?
where I want to be.
Right.
That's where I want to be. Now, see, that's where I'm going here. What we got a logo, right? It's right behind me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, why can't we get our logo somewhere?
I mean, we could with enough money.
And you know
I think.
what? Here's the thing. How much would it cost for Hotline to get a logo on like the first down marker?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it, or in Big 12 volleyball competition, you get like a little edge thing next to the net. You'd see the
like
net.
a little flag down and it's just like Hotline and up and down letters.
That can't cost. How much money can we possibly be talking about here?
That can't be bad.
We could probably find enough money in the cushions here to do something like that. But I mean, if it's on like Donkey Kong for logos, why don't we get somebody to fly our freak flag at like Big 12 volleyball or something?
That's not a bad idea, man. I would love to do something like that. Yeah,
or how much would
it
cost to get our logo, say, on like one of the local football teams here? How much would it cost to get it?
That you could do. Now, there's local sponsorships for football. Now, if you're talking about buying, like, if you bought their uniforms, I'm sure that
I don't want the uniform. Here's what I want.
Okay.
I want to see either at State or UC, we get like a hashtag 180 Club logo that goes right. We could call it like the hashtag 180 Club Red Zone. Okay, you get to the 20-yard line. Where is State on the march as we're getting late in the first half? Well, Fred, they've just joined the hashtag 180 Club Red Zone.
Nice.
Something like that.
Man,
See, I'm working all the
big.
time. I had
like
a lot of time on the beach last week to think about this kind of stuff.
I love the idea. I think we should definitely invest in, a field, a jersey, any of those things sounds like a great idea to me. Heck, it looks to me like even at Major League Baseball level, you see some relatively modest-sized businesses that are on some of these baseball teams that get like the jersey patch or whatever. Could you get the butt?
Well,
it seems like maybe that would be a discount.
Well, okay. For example, WVU wins rifle championships, right?
Yeah, right.
How much would it cost for us to get like the hashtag 180 Club Bullseye? Just get the bullseye. Somebody puts it right in the middle.
And the extra incentive is, hey, you get to shoot hotline.
Oh, yeah, that's true as well. Now, Jeff Jenkins is here for a news update, and he's always like pushing around a lot of facts and stuff. So is there a limit on the number of logos you can have on a field for the Big 12? Because I'm just seeing where Texas Tech and K-State are going to get like a progressive logo. So they've got like progressive, monster, and then every school's allowed to do like one individual thing, right? This one for Learfield has got like 13 schools involved in it. So I'm like, there's got to be a limit to the number of decals. You got to have room for like the numbers and the yard markers.
Well, you put them on either side of the chest, and then where's the third one go? Is it?
Now this
on
is
the back?
According to Sports Business Journal, this is going to be another football field logo.
Oh, field logo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'm counting like Texas Tech's got to have like 3, right?
I was doing the jersey thing too, Jeff. That's kind of the direction I was going in.
Yeah. You can put them at there. You got room.
What if the
so you got 100 yards?
So,
right?
so what if the inside of all of the numbers, right? So you know how you have like the 10 to 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Those are that's a cutout of the logo. You know how they do that with so you sell the entire field, right? And so if we're talking about stacking paper, we can find ways to stack paper.
See what happens. What we talk about when the TV's off.
Yeah.
Right. See what happens. Jeff, what do you got in the news? What's going on?
So our flood coverage continues, Dave, at WVMetroNews.com. We got a fresh story in there about a part of the Charleston area that flooded, the Sugar Creek area. Also, Kanawha County Schools has announced that its schools in the Riverside High School attendance area, so that's 10 total schools, they will not open tomorrow on the first day of school. They won't open until next Monday. Those 10 schools will be closed because of flooding. So just the Riverside High School attendance area. That's 8 elementaries, a middle school, and then Riverside High School because of the flood damage. Also, Harrison County Schools were supposed to open today. They didn't because of the flooding. Your alma mater, Bridgeport High School, got flooded.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, Wayne Jamison Field flooded.
It always floods.
Yeah. Simpson Creek was up, got into it. And Dave, there's search continuing now over in Hampshire County for a missing swimmer who went missing yesterday, and the search continues there.
Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're coming back with more in a minute.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on...
Football season begins right here on Metro News Television. Join us Thursday, August 27th for the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Presented by the Army National Guard. The Cameron Dragons battle the Clay Battelle Seabees live from Blacksville. Don't miss the first kickoff of the new season. The 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Powered by GoMart. Only on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. And being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Need a truck that's ready for work, weekends, and everything in between? Right now at Dan Cava GMC, get up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500, or save up to $4,000 off all new GMC Canyon Elevations, offering bold styles, advanced technology, and everyday practicality. Come explore our all-new GMC Yukons, built for busy families and big adventures. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorold.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! In Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The father of an 11-year-old Taylor County girl who died after allegedly being abused by her caregiver pleaded guilty today. 42-year-old Aaron Moran pleaded guilty to causing the death.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns, additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned, with the clear skies comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms. Otherwise, highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s. From Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I love the state of West Virginia. I've met some of my best friends. I'm excited to be back. I still have my pickup truck. I still have four-wheel drive. One of the ladies asked me in the forum if I know how to drive in the snow. I told her Oh, yeah. I spent 5 years in Elkins.
See, that's one of those things. Now that you're coming to Fairmont, you've handled the Elkins winter.
Yeah, if you can handle Randolph County.
I mean, you're moving. This is basically coming back to Florida here when you get to Fairmont. I mean, this is easy.
It's going to be a breeze.
Sportsline on Metro News Television. If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
Gentlemen, I could not care less if you read this message. All right, moving on to the next one. 304 Talk 304. Well, they said it, not me.
Oh, that's terrible. Read the guy's phone.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. We'll get the sound of sports rolling. Cool. Did you see where Mike Tomlin was on the Tonight Show last night?
I did see that.
Oh, he had Jimmy Fallon.
What was that all about? Huh?
Laughing up a storm. So we'll if we have time, we'll hear some of that.
He got Jimmy Fallon to laugh? Oh, my lands.
Yeah, I know.
He must have been rip-roaring funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll hear a little bit of that. But it was funny. It was it was about a 6-minute segment where Tomlin, the former Steelers
I
coach,
listened to some of the highlights, and he was actually very good. I was more poking fun at Jimmy, not Mike.
Yeah, I know. It's like, does any host on TV pound the table more?
I mean, he sycophantly laughs at like everything. You don't even have to tell a joke. In fact, there used to be a super clip of him when people were telling non-funny stories that he thought were funny, where he would react the wrong way because his default is just to be like, "Oh, they're so great!"
But it is kind of weird to see Mike Tomlin so happy-go-lucky, right?
Hey, man, no stress suddenly, right? I mean, much less stress when you don't have to deal with all that stuff anymore. That's all right.
Stuff coming up on the show today. We'll do the Sound of Sports in a minute. Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot will be here. Okay, Coop. Once camp breaks in the NFL, I guess this is also kind of the deal in college football too. So once you leave camp in the NFL, but the season hasn't started yet, we refer to that. What do we refer to that period? The camp is over, but practice has begun. It's just simply practice, right? Preseason practice?
Yeah, I guess just preseason, right?
Okay. And how do you refer to that in college football? I mean, so at Marshall and WVU, they've been running around, slapping each other, whatever. And now school is back. So camp's officially over and preseason. What do you call this period in college football? Same thing, right? Like
I guess
it's just
so,
not. It's just not. You're no longer in camp.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So that's the period where we are. That's the period where we are.
It's important stuff.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll talk about that with Dave. Oh, one of the things I was thinking about when I was at the beach last week, man, do you realize that we have NHL games coming at the end of September this year?
When did they stop?
I know. It's like hockey season just never stops. So we'll do a hockey segment. That'll be at 4:33 today. Anthony Lewis, our Mountaineer Insider, will be here at 5:06. One of the things I want to talk about, and this, man, I'm getting older, but I'm not getting any smarter. Coop, how many times have we gone into a WVU football season where we're talking about, you know what we need? A 2-quarterback system. Okay?
Yeah,
we got so many guys that are so great. They got to all play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how often does that work out?
I mean,
how often does that work out?
Famously, not very often.
Exactly. Not very often.
Famously, not very often. I picked up on Rich Rod at his first press availability last week, and I talked to all the guys about it as we went through the WVU ringer from people. But the thing that really struck me on the things he was talking about last week was how he was coaching up his players with a pro mentality, but that included that, hey man, you're going to get booed now, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. You're paid for your services, and fans might boo you, and that's the new normal. And that was coming straight from Rich Rod. He's like, before I would never say that, but these guys are paid now, and they have to have that pro mindset because they're now paid athletes, and fans are going to come out here and be like that. And Tony, Brad, Anthony, everybody's like, yeah, that seems normal. That's what they're going to expect.
You know, it's funny, though. Back in the before times, okay.
You weren't allowed to.
But they did anyway.
Right,
okay?
But it was frowned upon. We would lecture people.
Oh, and then in the post game or on the shows like this one, we would say stuff like, well, they're not booing Bubba. They're booing the coach.
Or the play call.
They're not booing Bubba
Right.
or Bubba Jr. They're not booing him. They would never do that. Of course they were. Okay. Because they're booing the coaches. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Has the fan mentality really changed that much for the majority of fans? I mean, you've got your little pockets of guys who gamble on these games now, and we'll
little pockets,
and then we'll send terrible social media messages to
honestly,
players.
That's the main vibe that I get with interaction anyway. Are people, where you can bet how many yards a guy gets in a quarter. If he doesn't get that many yards in a quarter, you're going to be mad in the next quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I do want to talk about this two quarterback thing, okay? Because that's one of those things you don't want to hurt a guy's feelings. All right, that's part of it, isn't it? Where the coaches have to basically say, "Listen, we got two quarterbacks. They both got to play. They're both so talented."
Is it feelings, or you want to keep the transfer portal shut?
Yeah, well, that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a coach at that level is. I mean, protecting feelings from a game manager or from a coaching standpoint. Sure, you want to handle your players correctly, but as far as not wanting to tell one guy you're a starter and another guy he's not, I don't know that a coach at that level has that problem. Other than he might worry that QB2 is going to hit the transfer portal as soon as he hears he's not going to start. So maybe that's one of the reasons you develop this. But the thing is, with Rich Rod, that's not the case. We know he tries this.
Right.
And then he's tried it before. And last year we went into it with a two-quarterback system.
If you want the list of successful two-quarterback systems, I got it, okay? I was thinking about this the other day, and I did a little research on it. It has happened.
It's been a handful of times.
There's been a handful of times where this is, I'm willing to say, it's worked. But the majority of times, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So anyway, I want to talk about two quarterback systems. So we'll do a little bit of that with Anthony Lewis when he gets here. And and we've got Tickets Tuesday. That's at 5:33 today. Margot Price, that's a pretty good performer.
Oh, man.
Okay?
I'm a big fan. I'm going to be going to that show for sure. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've already kind of arranged that with my wife.
Since I've already screwed up all the timing on this show, why don't we just take a look at some of the text messages we've already received
Hey, we can do that.
on the program about some of the wildly important things we talk about on this show. Let's see. Here's one. Here's Matt in Utah. He says, let me get this straight. Dave used to be a lifeguard, and now he's afraid of falling off an e-bike. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yep, that seems right.
That's everything in that. I think everything in that sentence is actually correct. Let's see. 304-575. Dave, the logos are on the upper side of the chest area, not on the shoulders. Sell your forehead. So, not the worst idea I've ever had.
No.
You know, it's
boxers do that.
It's kind of a conversation stopper when you see a dude with a forehead tattoo.
Yeah, some boxers have done that.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. 304-552. Hey, Dave, how about your e-bike with a hotline flag at the South Charleston Kroger? Put your mug on some of the carts over there. That's also not a bad idea.
Somebody listens to the show, too.
You know what Ryan said to me yesterday off the air? I can tell this story because he's not here. But he said, when they do like a 5-minute retrospective of our 13 years on the air, he goes, at least 3.5 minutes of that will be me talking about Kroger.
That's recency bias.
I know. That's true. Let's see, 304-282. Hey, Dave, did you see the attendance for the Pirates game last night? I did. They had about 22,000 for the game last night. There must have been something going on, right? A game against the Tigers on a Monday, they draw 22,000. Something must have been.
Back in the old days, you might be like, hey, it's an American League team. Never get to see them. But,
Well, they had a couple of big crowds for the Red Sox this weekend. I think we're sold out.
Red Sox are always a draw.
Yeah, that's a good draw. Let's see.
I did see a internet thread this weekend that was whoever the Cubs were playing. Who were the Cubs playing this weekend?
They had a great game with the White Sox last night.
Yeah, I know. But the series before the White Sox, I saw a social media thread where the home team was complaining. It's like, why is there so many Cubs fans here? And I'm like, yeah, tell me, brother.
Yeah. There's Cubs fans everywhere.
I know.
There are Cubs fans everywhere.
They take over Cincinnati every time the Cubs play.
Cubs and the Cards were playing this week.
There we go. Well, there must have been a bunch of Cubs fans in St. Louis then.
Let me get the question of the day out there because we're already getting a lot of responses to this as well. So we've got a survey of Gen Z and millennials, and they revealed that 45% of them would feel embarrassed if everyone saw the state of their home. 31% admitted to having a room not cleaned in the last 6 months. Participants spend more time procrastinating cleaning than actually cleaning, with floors being the top disliked surface to clean. 36% only clean when they're expecting visitors, and 45% clean daily. I got more stats on this, but let's get to the question. And it's sponsored by Salango Law. Here it is. Here's the question. What is the one messy room or secret disaster area in your home that you scramble to hide when people come over? Okay? What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? To respond, text those in. 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. Tweet me, Ahmed Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. You know, Coop, I think we're going to have to push the Sound of Sports to the next segment. We skipped the whole thing yesterday.
It happens.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Happens.
I guess it does. Let me get a couple of listener responses to this, because we've got some pretty good responses already. To the question today, what's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? Jennings, my spare bedroom that had turned into an office after I bought my house. I'm still working on putting it together 5 years later. Oh, he's working on my plan. He's got my plan. You're not the only one. Ed, Dave, it's my computer room. It looks more like a city dump. Jody on X, it's my basement, according to my wife at least. Toddster's kind of aggressive. He's kind of an aggressive poster. In most cases. He says none. You can leave if you don't like my house. You can just leave. Okay, Toddster. Let's see. Let's get a couple more responses. Oh, here's John in Martinsburg, one of our regular listeners. I don't hide it, but make everyone walk through my Star Trek room. Nice. You go, John. That's good.
I wonder how elaborate it is. Like, is there like a motion sensor when you walk in? It's like, dun, 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 dun,
that's really cool. So there you go. We want your answers. What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. I promise we'll do the Sound of Sports. That's coming next.
It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon this Thursday and Friday, raising money to support the incredible care provided by WVU Medicine Golisano Children's. From life-saving treatments to the little comforts that help make a child's stay a little easier. Your donation helps keep those programs going. Now, you can text the word WVU Kids to 34984 for a link to donate via credit or debit, PayPal, Apple Pay, or Venmo. It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon supporting WVU Medicine Golisano Children's this Thursday and Friday.
This boating season, elevate your family time with Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Proudly family-owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer. Trusted experts in premium boats, motors, and service. Discover refined comfort, elegant design, and performance you can feel. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of preseason savings. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com because the weekend's almost here.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Children.
The conversation starts long before the game.
Are you a heavy swag purchase?
Well, one of my things, I love gear from events.
Okay.
I just love. That's a thing. I gotta go get gear.
Well, you're not alone because there's a lot of people.
A lot of people. When my daughter was little and participating in karate, I mean, we'd go up to Weir and be at an event. I'm like, right, I have a T-shirt. We got. Let's get a T-shirt for Let's get a T-shirt.
3 Guys Before the Game. Available on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, The same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably Mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
All right, welcome back. All right, let's get into the sound of sports, shall we? We'll jump into it, and we'll begin with the NFL. Steelers have broken camp in Latrobe. Here's new coach Mike McCarthy on cleaning things up this week with the second preseason game coming Friday night against the Jets.
We talked about establishing the play style, the Steeler way, and it's been in place here since the 70s. So I thought our guys, took that to the field last week, but now we need more discipline with it. So that will definitely be part of the message. We had that many personal fouls. You can't win. You can't win a game with that type of performance in the area of penalties. So that'll be part of the message as we go in the game Friday.
It's been noted that Fairmont's Zach Frazier had a really good camp this year with none of the snap issues that plagued him in Latrobe last August. Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot will join us for more on the Steelers at the top of the hour. Here's the latest on the Browns. After losing to the Bears in Cleveland's first preseason game, the Browns will have a joint practice with the Bills on Thursday before they play Buffalo on Saturday. New coach Todd Monken says the Browns quarterback competition continues this week between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders.
Would I like to have a decision today? Of course. Would I like a decision by next Monday? Of course. Well, I'd love to have that decision. And we'll see. We've got a lot of football this week. We've already had a lot of football. We've got 4 days of practice in a game that all adds into any decision with the roster and who the starters are. Some are further along than others, right? We already know. That's part of it. And I'm okay. By the time we get to next week, that'd be great. We can start planning that way, have some practice, and then here we go against Jacksonville.
Per Monken, both quarterbacks will continue to rotate with the first team as the competition progresses. Watson was taking first-team reps today at practice. Sanders will start the game against the Bills. Baseball now. After a night off, the Dirty Birds are back at Gastonia tonight in the Atlantic League. Charleston's won 3 games in a row. From the big leagues in Pittsburgh, the Pirates dropped their series opener with the Tigers 8-5 at PNC Park. The Bucks fell behind early in this one Kevin McGonigal, a 2-run homer in the second inning as the Tigers moved into a 3-way tie for the final AL wildcard spot.
Oh, a 2-out single, and it brings up the third baseman, Kevin McGonigal.
And McGonigal opens up to right field. This ball is drilled, and this ball is gone.
Oh, did Kevin McGonigal need that? He got a pitch over the middle of the plate. 13th home run of the year and a 4-0 lead for the Tigers.
Kevin McGonigal did miss it. Absolutely punishes that ball out to right center field.
Pirates starter Carmen Mozinski struggled last night, going 3 innings, allowing 8 hits and 4 earned. Here he is after the game on another rough start.
You know, I haven't really had a game in recent memory where I felt just very, very connected mechanically, and my stuff has reflected that, honestly. So trying to get back to a point, like I was saying, just like to physically feel good, mechanically feel connected, and ultimately have some confidence up there as well. You know, I'm going into outings with, you know, that confidence to go out and get as many outs as possible for the team.
Tonight, the Bucs will send right-hander Brandon Axcraft to the mound in search of his 13th win of the year. In Cincinnati, the Reds and Cards split a doubleheader. In the nightcap, the Reds edged the Red Birds 6-5-10 after Dane Myers hit a pinch-hit homer in the bottom of the ninth to force extra innings. Ellie De La Cruz delivered his first career walk-off hit with a double into the left field corner.
Justin Brule, lefty, is in. Tyler Stevenson, the free runner at second base. Ellie De La Cruz, payoff pitch. Hard ground ball, gets by Blaze Jordan. Stevenson given the goal. He comes home. The first walk-off for Ellie De La Cruz.
There you go. So here is Ellie with Jim Day on his first ever walk-off.
How did that feel?
It felt great, man. It felt great. Goodbyes right now. I'm tired.
Tired from the celebration?
From everything. From everything, yeah.
All right, so here's Reds manager Terry Francona on he could sense that Ellie was due for a big hit.
I mean, he's a great player. He's been going through a tough time. Hitters do that. I thought even in the second game, a couple times with 2 strikes, he fouled balls into their dugout, but staying on it, trying not to, be ahead of something slow, because they've been throwing us breaking balls in the dirt and change-ups and been kind of swinging over them, everybody. So I was happy to see him try to do that.
So the Reds will send lefty Andrew Abbott tonight in Game 3 of this set with St. Louis. The Cardinals will counter with right-hander Kyle Leahy. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap the hour in just a moment.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Football season begins right here on Metro News Television. Join us Thursday, August 27th for the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Presented by the Army National Guard. The Cameron Dragons battle the Clay Battelle Seabees live from Blacksville. Don't miss the first kickoff of the new season. The 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Powered by GoMart. Only on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. And being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer golf coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Need a truck that's ready for work, weekends, and everything in between? Right now at Dan Cava GMC, get up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500, or save up to $4,000 off all new GMC Canyon Elevations, offering bold styles, advanced technology, and everyday practicality. Come explore our all-new GMC Yukons, built for busy families and big adventures. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorod.
At Daniels Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniels is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniels.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, we'll take a break here at the top of the hour for news. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened on Wall Street today, reset our question of the day, talk a little Steeler football. We're just getting warmed up around here. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns. Additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned, with the clear skies comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms. Otherwise, highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s from Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour, navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company here in West Virginia every weekday afternoon from 3:06 right up until 6 o'clock. And we're happy to do it. Wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good one. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. A little bumps, but, you know, we're getting by. I hope you're doing as well. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We'll take a look at what happened on Wall Street today. A little red on the board. That's going to happen. Also, we'll reset our question of the day here in just a sec. Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot will join us, as he always does, every Tuesday at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Interested on his take on Steeler camp, which is now completed. They have left Latrobe, St. Vincent's College, and the Steelers getting ready for their second preseason game on Friday night against the New York Jets. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Entertainment report coming your way at 4:25 this afternoon. 4:33, we'll get into a little hockey news. Get a little hockey news, a little hockey visit. Alex Wiederspiel, our Metro News Hockey Insider, will drop by. That'll be at 4:33. On this date at 4:50, followed by the 5 Things to Know at 5 o'clock in sports. Anthony Lewis will be here, our Mountaineer Insider, at 5 o'clock to talk about WVU football. Another big scrimmage coming this week for West Virginia football. I've got a couple of other topics I want to talk to him about. Coop, I don't know, did you talk any last week when I was on vacation about Ohio State and Senior Day? Did you hear about that? It's not actually a controversy, but did you hear about this?
No, I don't think we talked about that.
Where Ryan Day, the coach at Ohio State, has decided that there's too much too many things happening around the game with Michigan. All right?
Okay.
So they've decided we're not going to make that senior day. We're going to make the first game of the year senior day. So senior day will be the first game of the season as opposed to the last home game of the season. I got a couple of thoughts on that. That seems kind of crazy, right?
It's not something you'd have ever done back in the traditional 4-year days.
Yeah.
But I think that if I had to be honest, seniors are cheap.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, so in the same ceremony, a guy who's maybe been in your program for 4 or 5 years.
Or a year.
Or has never played it down for you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the first time you'll see him as a fan is when he marches out on the field with his parents for senior day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, too. If I was a Buckeye fan, I don't know how much I'd really like to say this game with Michigan is on my mind so much that I have to push all these other things out of the way to get ready for Michigan. I mean, say, for example, West Virginia played Pitt every year, okay? And every other year, West Virginia would play Pitt, and suddenly there would be some ceremony like Senior Day or Homecoming or Stripe the State or whatever, and they would determine that it was so important, the Pitt game was so important that these other things shouldn't take place on that same day. I don't know if I'd want to give the other team the satisfaction of that, right? I mean, if I'm in Michigan, I'm sitting back thinking, man, Buckeyes are so worried about this game, they're pushing Senior Day to their game against the MAC.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I am, to be clear, I do not have a strong opinion either way on this. But to play devil's advocate, just on what you were saying, I look at it from a fan base perspective, and because we get a lot of responses here from like the West Virginia fan base.
Sure.
So I try to project on what we would get here, and I think what we would see, and I think that would carry on to other fan bases, is you would have split results from that. You would have some people, exactly what you're saying, that why do we treat this? That's adding extra importance to our rival. We need to carry on and do the things that we always do. We can't let them get in our heads or whatever. Right. But then there's other people. It's like finally somebody taking it serious, where we need to go make sure that we do everything we can to beat Pitt every single year. So yeah, suspend visits, no movies that week. You can't see your girlfriend, whatever it might be. As long as we beat Pitt, then all's fair. There would be people that came down on that side as well. So I see where you're coming from, and I just feel that one way or the other, the only reason that we're playing loosey and goosey with Senior Day is simply because seniors don't mean what they used to. Some do, don't get me wrong, but just generally speaking, the senior class is not what it once was.
So that was percolating at the end of last week. So we'll get into a little bit of that, a little more of that with Anthony Lewis when he gets here at 5 o'clock.
Makes sense.
All right, let's take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. In the markets, the Dow was down 0.25%, lost 116 points, closing at 53,343. S&P 500 down 0.7%, losing 53 points, 76.91 at the close. NASDAQ was the big percentage loser today, down 1.3%, losing 355 points, 26,289 at the close. Among stocks of local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today, had some red on the board. Caterpillar was down 4.5%, losing almost $40 a share, ending the day at $842.10. Let's see. DuPont was down 2.9%, dropped $4.14, $138.93 at the close today. In the energy space, oil up 0.6%, gained 50 cents. WTI on the NYMEX closed at $85 even. And natural gas at the moment up 3.5%, up 9 cents, $2.78 per unit. In Bitcoin, which has been on a little bit of a roll here, up 0.4%, gaining $250 in change. A coin going for $64,590 at the close. And the precious metals, gold today, down 1.6%. Losing $73 in change, going at $4,363, and silver was down 3.3%. Both of these precious metals, all the precious metals really, have been running for a while. Maybe a little profit-taking today. Silver losing $2.28, going at $64.27. All right, Here is our question of the day. Question of the day. And we got a lot of response to this one. New survey of Gen Z and millennials revealed that 45% would feel embarrassed if someone saw the state of their home. Question of the day, and it's sponsored by Solango Law. What is the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? To respond to that, text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. All right. It's Tuesday at the top of the 4. Let's talk some Steeler football. All right, Dave Bryan joins me now. Talk a little Steeler football. How you doing today, Dave?
Dave, happy Tuesday. We got a lot to catch up on, don't we? We've
Yeah.
got the training camp over with, the first preseason game behind us, the second one on the horizon, and Keanu Benton's got a new deal since the last time we talked. So happy Tuesday to you.
Hey, man, I was at the beach last week and was able to watch that Steeler game with the Packers live on NFL Network, so I got a pretty good look at what the Steelers are all about. How much stock are you putting in the performances of the quarterbacks against the Packers? Because they all look great.
Right, they did, and I think that's the main takeaway there. All three of those quarterbacks look good. I thought Will Howard, once he settled into the game after the first couple of series, we saw him drive that team down the field there, made some good decisions with the football, and then obviously Drew Aller came in late, and boy, I mean, how can you not like the performance he had? And obviously the qualifier, when you talk about all that, is it's preseason and vanilla defenses and everything that goes along with that. But these guys did exactly what they were asked to do. They did not turn the football over. They made smart decisions. They all pushed the football down the field, and they put the football in the end zone for the most part, especially when it comes to Howard and Aller. So I think based on that alone, and look, on the defensive side of football, and special teams, you had the penalties there. You want to get that cleaned up. Heck, I think it was 140-something yards of penalties. But when you look at what the rookies at the draft picks in particular did in this game, guys like Drew Aller, guys like Jeremy Bernard, Jennings Dunker, heck, even Rubio and Robert Spears Jennings, all those guys are members of this draft class, and I thought they represented themselves real well. So for what it was, which was the first preseason game of the year, I thought the Steelers, I thought it was a good showing overall. I think Mike McCarthy had this team ready, and all the talk about not tackling during training camp and all, this team only missed 4 tackles during the whole game is what we counted there. So that was satisfactory as well too, and really looking forward to seeing the second game against the Jets on Friday night.
So what did you think of the fact that Broderick Jones played so long in the game? He was in the game deep into the fourth quarter. What should we make of that?
I think Alex Kozora put it best. This team that was hurting for tackles, guys, healthy guys that could play tackle going into this game. Obviously did not have Max Ionichur in this game. I think Stephen Jones, who both has played some tackle and some guard, was not available for this game. That resulted in Doug Nestor having played some guard in this game. Out of WVU, he had been playing a lot of tackle during training camp there. And then basically once Fautano and Dylan Cook left the game, you really only had a couple of tackles left to choose from. So really, I think that played the biggest part in Broderick Jones riding out the rest of the game over there at left tackle there. So I know a lot of people are trying to look at that and say, they're trying to showcase Broderick Jones. Maybe they're trying to trade him and all. I get that angle of it, but I think you got to look at it too. There's only so many healthy bodies that the Steelers had to play tackle this week. And unless you're going to put, Fautano or Cook back into the game and play extra snaps, you really had no choice but to play Broderick Jones those number of snaps.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up Doug Nestor because I was watching the game, and obviously we don't see a lot of what's going on in the practices in Latrobe, but I understand he was snapping the ball a little bit at St. Vincent's College. So, he's kind of a Swiss Army knife now. You can put him in there. He can snap the ball. He can play guard. He can play tackle as well. I'm just having a hard time finding a path to him for the opening day roster. Do you think?
Yeah, it really is going to be tough. And you got to ask yourself, how many offensive linemen are these, and especially if you're going to consider the 4 quarterback option with this team keeping all 4 quarterbacks, they're going to have to cut a position group or 2 short. Now, I expect the Steelers to keep either 9 or 8 offensive linemen in total. So obviously it's not hard to start counting on your fingers who those guys potentially are. And barring a couple of injuries here, it's going to be really tough for Nestor to make the 53-man roster. I do think practice squad is an option, especially as you mentioned, he's a very versatile guy. He's a guy that can play guard for you. He can play right tackle. Heck, in an emergency pinch, he can also play center for you as well, too. And if he can stay healthy these final 2 games, and if he can continue to show that position flexibility, I think it's a possibility that he could be a practice squad guy. But anything more than that, it's going to take a lot of injuries, I think, for that to happen.
You also mentioned Bernard, and Bernard may not have been wildly impressive in camp, but he played really well in the game. And some guys are just like that. They show out when the lights come on. But I want to ask you about Michael Pittman. So Pittman to this point has been kind of meh. He's been kind of a disappointment. How concerned are you about Michael Pittman?
Yeah, look, as of this past Sunday, we've got, 4 weeks to go until the first until the first regular season game. Now, Pittman and DK Metcalf both did not play in the first preseason game. They're dealing with minor injuries right now, so it feels like we're not going to see either one of those guys play against the Jets on Friday. So that leaves maybe potentially the third preseason game, the finale there, to see if maybe those guys get on the field. I think the biggest thing is they're being careful with him. And yeah, he did not have an explosive camp or anything, but once again, we got almost 4 weeks to go until the regular season here. As long as he gets healthy and continues to work with Aaron Rodgers in practice, and those two continue to get on the same page, I think he's going to be fine. Now, is this a Michael Pittman Jr. that I think is going to catch 80 balls this year? No. I think realistically, you're probably looking in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 catches for Michael Pittman Jr. Because look, DK Metcalf's your primary guy. You got a couple of really good tight ends on this team. You've got a couple of youngsters in Roman Wilson, Jeremy Bernard, that are going to get targets. And then, how much are you going to throw to your running backs out of the backfield as well, too? So as long as he's fully healthy and ready to go by week 1, I think it's a little early to sound the alarm bells.
Alex Kozora had a really good article he's posted at SteelerDepot.com about his training camp awards. It's a really good read. I suggest you swing over and check it out at SteelerDepot.com. But, Jerry Dulac, there's a little bit of analysis of his take on this, and I think this is pretty solid, where, Asante Samuel has really looked good and will be a great addition to the Steelers secondary. But, man, we don't know where Jalen Ramsey is right now, what his availability is going to be, and Joey Porter Jr. hasn't done anything to this point. Yeah, we're still a couple of weeks away, but that's half your secondary is not on the field. How concerned are you about that?
Yeah, look, you go further out than guys like Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. Brisker's been a little banged up. Deshaun Elliott still, they worked him in slowly coming off of his injury from last year. That is a bit of concern. You got several new pieces in that secondary as well. You got Jamel Dean in that secondary. The best news out of all of it is Asante Samuel Jr. is healthy, and he's playing like the Asante Samuel Jr. from a few years ago. But once again, even though ideally you would like to see Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. and Brisker getting work in the secondary through training camp, and even maybe some during the preseason here, I don't think that, as long as these guys, Porter in particular and Ramsey's, coming off of a minor kind of, knee injury and all, if you can get those guys up and running, 2 weeks before the start of the regular season in practice, not necessarily play those guys in games, you hope that you're going to be okay there. And look, you open up against a team like the Atlanta Falcons too. That's a little bit of a bonus. They've got some new pieces. Tua is going to be their quarterback there. You kind of of wonder if it'll be a great game. It figures to be a great game for the Steelers to start the season with, especially if you got guys on that defense that really didn't do much during training camp and the preseason. So much like Michael Pittman, I think it's too early to sound the alarm bells just yet. You do want those guys in there practicing sooner rather than later. And once again, we got almost 4 weeks to go. So hopefully that happens.
All right, got to leave it there. Dave, next time you talk to us next Tuesday, we'll be breaking down what happened against the Jets on Friday night. I look forward to it. Have a great week.
Yeah, I look forward to watching these young quarterbacks play a lot of snaps again, Dave, and us breaking it down next week, and maybe we're talking about a win on top of it. Have a great week, Dave.
Sounds good. Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the Entertainment Report in just a minute.
The West Virginia Hills are home to people who step up to serve each other when there's a need. Metro News Hotline will recognize these individuals, organizations, and programs in a special segment airing Thursday, August 20th. Tune in for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank. Our August edition features Pastor Dan Vaughn of Hopes Point Baptist Church in Weston. Learn how Hopes Point has led flood relief and recovery efforts across the region and why your help is still needed. Join Hotline Thursday, August 20th for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank.
It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon this Thursday and Friday, raising money to support the incredible care provided by WVU Medicine Golisano Children's. From life-saving treatments to the little comforts that help make a child's stay a little easier. Your donation helps keep those programs going. Now, you can text the word WVU Kids to 34984 for a link to donate via credit or debit, PayPal, Apple Pay, or Venmo. It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon supporting WVU Medicine Golisano Children's this Thursday and Friday.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to WVMetroNews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
The conversation starts long before the game.
Are you a heavy swag purchase?
Well, one of my things, I love gear from events.
Okay.
I just love. That's a thing. I gotta go get gear.
Well, you're not alone because there's a lot of people.
A lot of people. When my daughter was little and participating in karate, we'd go up to Weir and be at an event. I'm like, right, have a T-shirt we got. Let's get a T-shirt for Let's get a T-shirt.
Three Guys Before the Game. Available on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably Mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
I love old people, man. I always hang out with old people. Hang out with old people, you know, they teach you how to slow down and just take your time. You ever want to learn patience, sit with your father and watch him enter his email address with an Apple TV remote. That'll teach you patience.
Oh, my goodness. All right, talking TV and more. News from television and the movies. Disney has set the date for Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider, making it the third Marvel film on the 2028 calendar. Ghost Rider with Ryan Gosling set for July 28th, 2028. Let's take a quick break here for news at the bottom of the hour. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The search continues this afternoon.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Bryan Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns, additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned, with the clear skies comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms, otherwise highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s. From Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I love the state of West Virginia. I've met some of my best friends. I'm excited to be back. I still have my pickup truck. I still have four-wheel drive. One of the ladies asked me in the forum if I know how to drive in the snow. I told her, oh, yeah, I spent 5 years in Elkins.
See, that's one of those things. Now that you're coming to Fairmont, you've handled the Elkins winter.
Yeah,
this
if you
is,
can handle Randolph County.
I mean, you're moving. This is basically coming back to Florida here when you get to Fairmont. I mean, this is easy.
It's going to be a breeze.
Sportsline on Metro News Television. If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
Gentlemen, I could not care less if you read this message. All right, moving on to the next one. 304 Talk 304. Well, they said it, not me.
Oh, it's terrible. Read the guy's phone.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Get a little hockey talk going here in a moment. Get a little Mountaineer football at the top of the 5. And don't forget, we got Tickets Tuesday coming at 5:33 this afternoon. And we want to send you to go see Margot Price. She'll be appearing in September at Mountain Stage, so stay tuned for that. More on that in just a bit. Hey, West Virginians are known for stepping up when neighbors need help, and Metro News Hotline is honoring that spirit with a special segment airing this Thursday, Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank, spotlighting Pastor Dan Vaughn of Hope's Point Baptist Church in Weston, highlighting the church flood relief and recovery work across the region and how the community can pitch in. Catch Advocacy in Action from Huntington Bank. That'll be this Thursday at 3:45 right here on Hotline. Really looking forward to that. Tell you what I'm also looking forward to. Maybe a little hockey. Alex Wiederspiel, our Metro News Hockey Insider, joins me now. Alex, how you doing today?
Hey, what's up, Dave? How are you, man?
Well, let me ask you, what is your reaction when you know that NHL exhibition games begin a month from tomorrow? That sounds amazing, right? It just seems like the season just ended like 30 seconds ago. Exhibition games begin on September 19th.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. Obviously, this is sort of a rarity because of the change in the schedule, increase to 84 games. So, they had to cut somewhere, and so obviously we'll get used to this eventually, and the offseason won't be as short as this in the future. But right now, in this time, I feel like we just did everything, and the idea of talking about hockey starting, you're right, it's so close. We've been doing our preview series. We're 10 deep out of our 16 assigned teams that we're doing, and I was realizing we're even starting to kind of come to the end of that as teams are going to start reporting here soon.
Yeah, so the Penguins' first preseason game is against Buffalo. They'll take on the Sabres. That'll be on September 21st at 7 o'clock. Speaking of the Penguins, I had a couple of Penguins things I wanted to talk to you about. What do you think is going to occur with Sidney Crosby and his contract situation before opening night? Is this going to get resolved in the next 30 days or so?
I mean, that was certainly the implication from Josh Yohe of The Athletic, and he was reporting earlier this week that there's traction on the possibility of a deal occurring. The one thing that I would always look at here is they're at a stage now where I think, much like Patrice Bergeron in Boston a couple of years ago, I don't really know that there's any actual rush between Pittsburgh, between Kyle Dubas, between Sidney Crosby, because I think there's sort of a tacit understanding that this guy wants to be a Penguin for life, and there is almost nothing the Penguins can do short of announcing tomorrow that they are just going to close up shop and or blow the whole thing up and do a literal Chicago Blackhawks style rebuild. I don't think there's anything that's going to keep Crosby out of there, and that's why I don't know that there's necessarily as much of a rush. But the fact that there's any traction at all is noteworthy because, again, there are a lot of folks, particularly in Canadian markets, Dave, who do like to speculate about the idea of bringing Sid home at some point, particularly I know Montreal. Toronto just hired Sidney Crosby's trainer. I don't think that has anything to do with pursuing Crosby, but still worth noting. This is the type of thing that Canadian markets typically like to fantasize about, and I don't think that they're going to get their shot at Sid.
So should we anticipate that the Pens' next contract with Crosby is going to be similar to the one that's getting ready to expire? It's going to be a 2-year deal? Because if it's a 1-year deal, then there might be the possibility that Crosby could possibly finish north of the border and once he reaches the age of 40. Are you anticipating this is going to be a 2-year deal?
I don't have a good answer for you there. Let me put it that way. What I will say is that as I understand the contract rules, and I would have to go back and double check just to make sure I'm right on this. But as I understand the contract rules, if Pittsburgh, who does not need any cap relief at the moment, would ever want to attempt to do a bonus-laden deal that is exclusive to players who have already turned 35, I think they can only do 1-year deals. I don't think that's an area that they're really interested in going, which is why if Crosby wants to just keep doing 2-year deals, 3-year deals, I think that's completely within the realm of possibility. But, it is worth noting there was and I think I mentioned this on your show a couple weeks ago, but, Elliot Friedman had reported, and he said he didn't have anything solid on this, but he felt solid enough to say it on his podcast, that he had heard that Alex Ovechkin wanted a second year on his deal, and ultimately that didn't wind up coming to fruition. And the reason I bring that up is because I think that, let's forget Ovechkin's somewhat questionable fitness habits at the moment and note that Sidney Crosby is one of those guys who I think you wouldn't have any problem projecting out on a multi-year deal, even at this stage of his career, because of how much that guy takes care of himself. That is as big a part of his job as playing hockey is. And he's been remarkable at that. His reputation's pretty sterling when it comes to his fitness level.
All right. You mentioned Ovi. There's a story today at NHL.com about the Caps. They've started negotiations with Ryan Leonard on a long-term deal, which I think is a really, really good idea.
Yeah, and I think if fans don't know Ryan Leonard, they eventually will. There's a chance down the road. There is a chance down the road. This could be an Olympian one day. I don't know that that's sort of the high end of his ceiling. But when you think about the types of players that they put into sort of the bottom six, they don't just create 4 scoring lines, right? They like to get some two-way ability on that third and fourth line, much like Bill Guerin did in the gold medal run earlier this year. Ryan Leonard comes from a U.S. a generational group of U.S. prospects and played on what many consider to be, if not the best, then the second best line in the history of the U.S. national program. He hasn't quite lived up to sort of his 7th overall status yet, but that's also because he is on a team that is loaded with talent. It's really, really hard to put up the types of numbers that you need to put up when you're not getting top power play time. So, yeah, I think it's worth getting him signed now. He's one of those guys, along with Will Smith in San Jose and Gabe Perreault in New York. I think we're going to be paying attention to all 3 of these guys very closely this season. And Team USA fans should be as well for that reason, though I think of the 3 of them, Leonard's the most likely to be a future Olympian in my mind.
Talking with Alex Wiederspiel, our Metro News Hockey Insider. So you've been contributing a lot to Heavy.com and their hockey content, and I was over there last night kicking around looking at some of their stories. What do you make of this prediction at Heavy.com that maybe the Pens are interested in the Oilers goalie, Connor Ingram? Is that a possibility? Do you share that opinion that Ingram could be coming to Pittsburgh?
Listen, I will never poo-poo anybody else's prediction, but I will say this. I don't really know that I see the fit unless Sergei Miroshov comes out and just completely face plants. I think with Artur Silovs, I think the sample size is big enough and his history with Rick Tocchet is legitimate enough that I'd be surprised if he wasn't at least the 1B, if not outright the 1A in Pittsburgh next year. And I have a hard time thinking he's going to take the kind of step back he did 2 seasons ago and not be an NHL netminder this year. But Miroshov is interesting, right? Former Wheeling Nailer, by the way, of course.
Right.
He has excelled every league that he has been in. And he obviously excelled in a very small sample size last year in Pittsburgh. And so the big question is this guy ready to take on a big enough role that they only need 2 goaltenders? My gut is that even if he's not, that Pittsburgh still has some depth in that goaltending system, that they don't necessarily need to add another one. And I'm not the biggest Connor Ingram guy in the world either. I wouldn't necessarily rule it out, but I think a lot of it does have to do with just how big of a workload they ultimately decide Miroshov is capable of handling at this stage.
Hey, since we're talking about rumors, let me roll this one out. I read this last week, and I couldn't wait to get your take on it. So Dan Kingerski was writing that, and I guess this is kind of known, that Dubas was trying to make a big deal the night of the draft, trying to acquire Ottawa's first pick, which was the 25th selection overall, right? 25th pick overall in the first round.
Yes.
And the Penguins were offering a player, and by the process of elimination, he thinks it is Raquel. What do you make of that? You think that? I kind of like how he connected the dots here. I think he might be. I think he might be right. And for two questions. First, do you think he's right? Number two, would that have been a fair deal? Raquel for Ottawa's first-round pick.
I would have wanted more if I were Pittsburgh, if it was Raquel. And I guess the one part that's noteworthy here is he does have some, partial trade protection. I think he can block, trades to 8 teams. So maybe that would theoretically lower the value on him a little bit if it's not a truly open market in that sense. But you look at Raquel, 2 years, very manageable contract. This is a guy who can play both center and on the wing. And for a guy who dealt with a lot of injury issues early in his career, I think has actually aged pretty gracefully as a 33-year-old. And it's not a long-term commitment. It's not like this is an albatross of a contract where you're thinking, ooh, it might be good in the first 2 years, but what about years 3, 4, and 5? No, he's an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2028. So I think it's plausible based on a couple of those things, but I saw the same report. Ottawa released this really brilliant behind the scenes video. I really enjoyed it. But the comment that got everybody around Pittsburgh, and I wrote about this too, the comment that got everybody in Pittsburgh, I think kind of, really piqued their curiosity was when Steve Staios, Ottawa's GM, was like, no trade picks or no draft pick trades have really piqued my interest yet. But that roster player from Pittsburgh, that's something worth, I'm paraphrasing here, but
right.
Jason said that's something worth exploring. And I tried to do the process of elimination too, and I will tell you, I had a really hard time with it. And I think Raquel, maybe by process of elimination, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it's a perfect fit. I do think there are other potential candidates it could have been.
All right, finally, and I just love having a hockey conversation here in August, but we got to do this. I mean, training camp's going to be opening, and as I mentioned, we're a month away from the first preseason game, so a month from tomorrow. So is Dumas done? Is Dumas done before camp begins?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule anything out, but I think realistically at this point, when you look at the way the rest of the market has sort of fallen, I think he's probably done at this point. Something major would have to shake loose, similar to like Igor Chinakhov when that shook loose in the season. I think if you had a Shane Wright would be a player that I would at least keep on my radar, but the fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me think that for whatever Seattle is looking for the former 4th overall pick just a couple of years ago, they haven't gotten what they like. I do think that would be an interesting fit, though, for the Penguins. The only problem is there's not really a natural fit for him because Ben Kindle was phenomenal last year as a third center as just an 18-year-old.
That's true. All right, got to leave it there. Alex, thanks for the hockey talk, even in the middle of August. I do appreciate it.
My pleasure, and I hope we'll get to talk about those goalies next time.
Oh, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I absolutely want to do that. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back. We'll open up the On This State file in just a moment. Stay tuned.
The West Virginia Hills are home to people who step up to serve each other when there's a need. Metro News Hotline will recognize these individuals, organizations, and programs in a special segment airing Thursday, August 20th. Tune in for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank. Our August edition features Pastor Dan Vaughn of Hopes Point Baptist Church in Weston. Learn how Hopes Point has led flood relief and recovery efforts across the region and why your help is still needed. Join Hotline Thursday, August 20th for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank.
Hi, I'm Brady Stutler, a project manager at Civil Environmental Consultants. I craved growth beyond small firms. That's when I found CEC. CEC's small firm culture with big firm opportunities is unique. Here at CEC, I expanded from a designer to a project manager, working on large projects within my hometown. With retirement benefits like employee-owned stocks, CEC secures my family's future. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in store at Daniel's.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. Being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
Okay, so we're going to do public math. So he won 9 his second year at West Virginia, 5 his second year at Michigan, 8 his second year at Arizona, second year at Jack State, he won 9, so it's 31 divided by 4.
Yeah, just under 8 per win. Or per season.
So there you go, Hunter. You can just forget about everything else and just mark it down.
Put Tony and I down for 8, Coach Hunter. Put us on the prediction show for 8. We already got it.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
All right, welcome back. About 9 minutes till the hour. Let's get into the On This Date file. And we'll start with the birthdays, and always we start with the sports birthdays. Got some pretty good sports birthdays today. How about Luke Fickell? Luke Fickell, head coach at Wisconsin, former Ohio State player, maybe under a little pressure with the Badgers this year, 53 years old. Jeremy Shockey, Miami tight end with the Saints in the NFL, 46 years old today. Greg Pruitt, great running back of the Oklahoma Sooners, played a big role in the game considered by many maybe the greatest college football game ever against Nebraska. They lost that game to the Huskers. He went on to play for the Raiders, played in the Super Bowl, 75 years old today. Kenny Skywalker, man, what a great player for UK. Spent over a decade with the Knicks, 62 years old today. Entertainment celebrities, Dennis Leary, the comedian, 69. Edward Norton, the actor, he's 57 years old. Roman Polanski, the director, is 93 years old today. Christian Slater, 57 years old. This is a pretty good list. Andy Samberg, 48. Birth anniversaries, Roberto Clemente, the great one. Born in this state in 1934. Of course, he died in a plane crash New Year's Eve, 1972 at the age of 38. Robert Redford, birthday, born in the state in 1936. He died in mid-September of last year at the age of 89. Martin Mull, born in the state in 1943, died in late June 2 years ago at the age of 80. Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show, born in the state in 1970, died in mid-July of last year at the age of 54. On this date, 1872, Montgomery Ward publishes the first mass-market mail-order catalog on a single sheet of paper. From radio on this date, 1967, News Radio 88 WCBS goes all news on this date.
Good morning. This is Steve Porter welcoming you to WCBS News Radio 88. Because of an accident yesterday, an aircraft knocking over our AM transmitter tower, WCBS FM will carry our new broadcasting concept until WCBS AM facilities are repaired. WCBS time is 5:30 in the morning.
There you go. So WCBS goes all news on this date in 1967. 2 years later, 1969, Woodstock comes to an end with Jimi Hendrix and the Band of Gypsies playing the final set, which included the national anthem. Here's Hendrix talking about that version with Dick Cavett less than a month later, September 9th, 1969.
What was the controversy about the national anthem and the way
I don't know. All I did was play it. I'm American, so I played it. I used to have to sing it in school. They made me sing it in school, so it's a flashback, I don't know about it.
This man was in the 101st Airborne, so when you write your nasty letters in...
Nasty letters? Wow,
right.
you really trying hard.
When you mention the national anthem and talk about playing it in any unorthodox way, you immediately get a guaranteed percentage of hate mail from people who say, how dare
That's not unorthodox.
anyone...
That's not unorthodox.
It isn't unorthodox?
No. I thought it was beautiful. But then there you go.
Also on this date, 1960, Nitro's Lou Burdett faces just 27 batters in a 1-0 no-hitter against the Phillies. And on this date in 1967, Tony C., the Red Sox, Tony Conigliaro is beaned by Jack Hamilton of the Angels.
Tony C. was a right-handed dead pull hitter. Perfect for that wall at Fenway.
Into the netting for a home run.
On that August night in '67, he stepped in against Jack Hamilton of the Angels. Hamilton's fastball hit Conigliaro on his left cheekbone, and Tony went down. He was on the ground for several minutes before being carried off the field on a stretcher. His cheekbone was broken, and there was severe damage to his left retina. This picture from Sports Illustrated shows just how much damage was done.
And our musical birthday to the break today, Everlast from House of Pain is 57. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, honky better back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Football season begins right here on Metro News Television. Join us Thursday, August 27th for the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Presented by the Army National Guard. The Cameron Dragons battle the Clay Battelle Seabees live from Blacksville. Don't miss the first kickoff of the new season, the 2026 WVSSAC kickoff game. Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Powered by GoMart, only on Metro News Television.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably Mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration,
for work, weekends, and everything in between? Right now at Dan Cava GMC, get up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500, or save up to $4,000 off all new GMC Canyon Elevations, offering bold styles, advanced technology, and everyday practicality. Come explore our all-new GMC Yukons, built for busy families and big adventures. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorold.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. The Associated Press preseason All-American football team is out, and WVU running back Cam Cook has made the second team as an all-purpose player. Major League Baseball, the Pirates will host the Tigers, and the Reds will host the Cardinals tonight. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns, additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned, with the clear skies comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms. Otherwise, highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s from Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back. 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Oh, man, this is going to be a good hour. This is going to be a good one. You know, we haven't talked too much Mountaineer football today. We're going to fix that. Anthony Lewis is here, my Mountaineer Insider. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys. Welcome back to West Virginia.
Feels good. Feels good to be home. We'll play in or out. That's at 5:25. Oh, we've got Tickets Tuesday. Tickets Tuesday coming up at 5:33 today. The telephone number for Tickets Tuesday, don't call now. Wait till after in or out at 5:25. The telephone number here is 800-765-8255, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number here. The winner today will get 2 tickets to go see Margot Price. She'll be performing at Mountain Stage on Sunday, September 13th, at the Culture Center here in Charleston. That is a good prize and obviously a very good act. So if you've never played Tickets Tuesday, here's how it works. You call in 800-765-8255. You get on the air with me. You pick your category. The categories rotate. Today's categories are ESPN, no hitters, and the mystery category. And, well, let's see. In 2 of the 3 categories, the correct answer has already been revealed in stuff we've already talked about today. You pick your category, you get a multiple choice question, you answer it correctly, you're on your way to go see Margot Price. That will be on Sunday, September 13th, here in Charleston at Mountain Stage. And what a great way, if you've never been to Mountain Stage, to go and see really a world-class act. That'll be coming up. That'll be at 5:33. Question of the day, and then I got a lot of college football stuff I want to get into with Anthony Lewis here in just a second. But question of the day, new survey of Gen Z and millennials revealed that 45% would feel embarrassed if someone saw the state of their home. Here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your home that you scramble to hide when people come over? The text line here, by the way, the text line is different than the phone number. The text line here is 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. We got some good responses to this. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the hour. Anthony, I want to ask you, we got the preseason AP college football poll. It came out earlier this week. Ohio State's number 1, Oregon's number 2. The Big Ten goes 1-2 in the preseason poll for the first time since forever. But the AP preseason All-American team came out today, and it's dominated by the SEC. On the first team of the 27 slots available, SEC teams have taken 14 of the 27, so more than half of the team comes from the SEC. Texas has 4 players on the AP first team, and that's more than any other team, any other school. And WVU is represented. WVU is represented. Cam Cook made the team. He made the second team as an all-purpose back. All right, so there's a little bit of love for a Mountaineer player on this list. And the Big 12 has 2 players, I believe. I was scanning the team. Has 2 players on the first team, both offensive linemen, Shadre Hurst of Houston and Evan Tensgall from Cincinnati. Both of those guys made the first team. It means football's right here, right?
It's here.
You can't avoid it. It's here.
And I think I'm ready for it. I had to make an apology to my daughter yesterday during a dentist appointment. I was like, I haven't seen you this summer, and it snuck up on me. Like, it feels like the summer just blew by. I feel like one minute it was, Memorial Day, then the next thing, the regatta was here, then we're kicking football off. I mean, I feel like 3 straight weekends. That's how it went. But,
it's crazy. So we're now less than 2 weeks away from week 0.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here. So, the camp, football camp is over. Rich has been talking about they only had 2 weeks of football camp. It used to be a full month of 2-a-days and the whole deal. But, when you start looking at talent and watch the draft, where most of the talent comes from is from the SEC. So that does not surprise me that the AP has put all those SEC players on the first team. But it's preseason. Let's see what the list looks like. Well, sometimes they even don't they do a midseason? Sometimes they'll do awards, which is kind of silly.
Yeah, it's for clicks.
Yeah, for clicks.
Yeah.
But then, let's match this one up versus the end of the season and to see how dead on the Associated Press was.
Well, the one thing I really like about the fact that Cook made this squad for as a WVU player, the preseason prognostications nationally for WVU football have not been great.
Not been great.
So, but here you got your second team all-purpose back. So that's pretty impressive. And Zach Frazier made this team. I think he made the preseason team a couple years ago, second team.
So it's always kind of funny. I always feel like the Big 12 press, of course, does not pay attention to West Virginia or Cincinnati. It's kind of like, you guys are just out there on your own.
Right.
And I don't know if nationally people are paying attention to the moves that West Virginia's made, especially when you start talking about Rick Trickett, bringing in Michael Hawkins, a quarterback who kind of fits Rich's system a little bit better than what he's had in the last season. All the upgrades across the board at different positions that they thought were troubled positions for him. So they've quietly made these moves, and no one's really paid attention, which is okay. Because I feel like if you go back and look at 01, although there weren't any transfers per se, but no one gave West Virginia any type of credit going into 02 because they just didn't know who's this Rasheed Marshall kid, and, across the board, Grant Wiley, James Davis, these guys nobody knew who these guys were. Well, people knew who Wiley was. But,
right.
But with Cam Cook, it's funny. Last week we had a photo session, and Avon was there, And we were it's almost like a family reunion when Derek and Avon and I get together. And I said, they're talking about this Cam Cook. You know who they're comparing him to, right? And he was like, who?
You, dude.
I said, they're literally calling him the next Avon Coburn. Right. Now, obviously, he's not going to get to 5,200 yards, but they say he has a lot of your traits. He's not a 4.43 guy, 4.4 guy straight away in a 40, but yet he's very shifty, and that's what your game was. Always going to get you 3 or 4 yards, can shift and change direction well. So he was happy, and I said, now you got to do your homework and pay attention. So we'll see this weekend how much homework he's done.
Well, here's the thing. Also, Cook will have the benefit of running behind this year's offensive line for West Virginia as opposed to last year's. Right.
And also, depending on who the starting quarterback is, but possibly a quarterback that could tuck it and run. Also, Rich has brought the fullback back. They're running fullback. It looks like they're running that what do they call that? Almost like the old style pro set, like 2 back sets. So if you've seen a little bit of the video in practice, they've run some 2 back stuff, which is basically a lead blocker with the fullback. So he'll have an opportunity to really exploit and take advantage of Rich's running game.
Let me ask you this. Coop and I were talking about this in the 3 o'clock hour. Man, we've seen this movie before. Here we are a few weeks before the first game, and we're talking about a 2-quarterback system.
Yeah. I don't think – oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just don't – we've seen this movie before. I almost feel like what we're worrying about is like people's feelings, right? Do you really think – now, I don't really have a problem if Rich Rod wants to keep his starting quarterback decision under wraps until right before the game. More power to him. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars to make calls like that. But I'm just not buying this idea of a 2-quarterback system, okay? It rarely works for a variety of different reasons.
Yeah. So we've only seen it work once at West Virginia, 93.
Yeah, Studstill and Kelchner.
But generally it doesn't work.
Generally it doesn't work.
I don't think that's what he's going to do.
I don't either.
I just don't think he's tipping his hand. I mean, they've got a pretty big game week 3. And why tell Virginia this early what to prepare for? Let them figure it out week 1, which gives them 2 weeks to kind of pay attention. And also, too, it's not a bad thing to let these quarterbacks battle it out and go through camp running with the ones, to make sure 100%, even though you probably have an idea what you want to do, you probably want to let them battle it out. And then when you make your decision, they'll know. The guys know.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
locker room knows. It's not a question who the man is. And sometimes the locker room knows before the coaches know. I mean, it happened with Pat and Adam Bednarik. I mean, the locker room knew Pat White was the guy. They just Rich had to pull the trigger. You know what
coach
I mean?
will tell you the players decide who plays.
Yeah.
But I mean, very rarely. I was looking at this list of successful 2-quarterback systems, and they're pretty rare. They're really, really rare. Urban Meyer has a couple. Okay, he did a couple, and the most recent one was 20 years ago. 20 years ago this season when he had Chris Leak and Tim Tebow.
I was going to say Leak. Yeah.
And then Les Miles had Jared Lee and Jordan Jefferson. That was 15 years ago. And the Buckeyes, a dozen years ago, when Braxton Miller got hurt, they were able to use J.T. Barrett and Cardell Jones. Coop, remember Cardell Jones?
Cardell Jones.
What was his nickname? What was Cardell Jones' nickname? Remember? I can't remember. Anyway, they had 3 quarterbacks, and that was because of injury. But the point is, it rarely works.
Yeah,
it rarely works.
And then listen, what we went through last year, I don't think it's a bad idea to have 5 or 6 guys back there. Well, I mean, they went through 4 or 5 quarterbacks last year, and how many tailbacks? So we knew that he was not going to get caught in that position again. So having 2 or 3 solid quarterbacks that you can win with is a victory for West Virginia, because in this system, the quarterback is called to run, and you take a ding and you're out for a week or 2. I mean, how many not critical like season-ending injuries, but Pat used to get dinged up all the time and miss games. He missed the Rutgers game in, was that 2006? And Jared Brown had to run out there and win a tight one against Ray Rice and company.
I got a minute here, but I did want to ask you about this also. We discussed this earlier in the show. I was on vacation when this got mentioned last Friday about Ohio State has decided, because there's so much attention to the Michigan game, the Buckeyes have decided that Senior Day will actually be the first game, the first home game. Okay?
Interesting.
So, but you got guys who have been Buckeyes for years who are going to walk out with their parents amongst seniors who only have like 1 year of eligibility and who have never taken a snap. The first time you're going to see some of these cats in a uniform will be on Senior Day, when you're supposed to honor them, when you have no idea if they can even play. I hate this idea.
Yeah, so my thing is honor the guys that have been there, and the 1 year guys that are kind of one and dones, just give them a watch and kick them in the butt. You know what I mean? Just send them on their way. Because my thing is, are they really Buckeyes?
They haven't played it down at football.
Yeah, I mean,
they haven't played it down at football. If West Virginia had a rival that had a rivalry game, say for example, if the Pitt game was the last game of the year, how would you feel if WVU officials came out and said the Pitt game is so important, we're going to change our traditional Senior Day and move it to another? You wouldn't do that. How much satisfaction would you get if you were a West Virginia fan and suddenly Pitt announced, the last game of the year, we're going to move Senior Day to another game because we don't want it to interfere with our game against our big rival? You'd be loving that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. This is a silly idea. They should, and honestly, at the end of the season, they deserve to be rewarded. It's the last game of this. It's their last time.
Yeah.
Let the parents walk them out for the last time.
Yeah. So you can move Senior Day to the first game if you want to, but that last game is going to be, quote unquote, Senior Day because it's going to be your last game in front of your home fans, no matter what you decide to do.
Well, here's another. Ohio State, the state of Ohio, they drive slow in the left lane and they do silly stuff like this. So they're 2 for 2.
All right, we'll take a break. Don't forget, we got Tickets Tuesday coming up in about 15 minutes. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and play in or out in a moment.
Hi, I'm Brady Stutler, a project manager at Civil Environmental Consultants. I craved growth beyond small firms. That's when I found CEC. CEC's small firm culture with big firm opportunities is unique. Here at CEC, I expanded from a designer to a project manager, working on large projects within my hometown. With retirement benefits like employee-owned stocks, CEC secures my family's future. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
The West Virginia Hills are home to people who step up to serve each other when there is a need. Metro News Hotline will recognize these individuals, organizations, and programs in a special segment airing Thursday, August 20th. Tune in for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank. Our August edition features Pastor Dan Vaughn of Hopes Point Baptist Church in Weston. Learn how Hopes Point has led flood relief and recovery efforts across the region and why your help is still needed. Join Hotline Thursday, August 20th for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304.
Or tweet at WEEKLEY.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I think many people have a misconception that all that we do is infertility care, and that's not the case. Reproductive health matters whether or not you're trying to conceive. So we can be dealing with endometriosis, ovulation dysfunction, PCOS. You're getting linked up with all the specialties that you need to optimize your care. And being an advocate for your reproductive health is important. The most rewarding times that I have is when I'm empowering people to take control of their health.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discovered tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, welcome back. Time to play in or out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. Setup simple, 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity, the topics of which change daily. Let's get started. Food or beverage is up first. Coop, are you ready?
Yes.
So coming next Monday to Chick-fil-A, chicken and waffle sandwiches. All right. They were around for a limited test last year, but now it's a nationwide launch beginning next Monday. So you got your 2 waffles, you got your chicken, you got your bacon. Chicken and waffle sandwiches at Chick-fil-A beginning Monday. In or out?
This isn't necessarily something I go to Chick-fil-A for. However, I've been making some homemade chicken waffles with some, like just frozen crispy chicken on there, and it works out pretty well for me. And Chick-fil-A is going to do it right, so sure, I'll be in.
All right. Anthony, what are your thoughts on this? Chicken and waffles at Chick-fil-A beginning next Monday. In or out?
So I'm not a huge Chick-fil-A mark, so to speak, but when I do get their food, it's always, I've never been like, oh, this was gross. So I'll be in on this. They'll probably do a fine job with this one.
I'm going to be in on this as well. I'm a Chick-fil-A mark. Gut reaction is next. A Wired reporter discovered McDonald's maintains an extensive surveillance profile on repeat customers. Coop, did you see this?
Yeah, we did this last week too. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So Reese Rogers requested data through the Privacy Rights Center and got a 515-page report on himself. Okay. McDonald's surveillance on customers. In or out?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last week, and the crazy thing about that story, when you keep reading, is that privacy expert says this is very typical. Like anybody you would get this data from, this is the type of thing that you're going to get. And I see the use in it because, we sign up for these things, and I know the use in it. I hate where it's combining into streams, though. I'm slightly out, just like because of the potential of it, but not for directly what McDonald's is necessarily doing. You sign up for it. You know what you're getting.
Yeah. Anthony, what are your thoughts here? McDonald's has got a big file on you. In or out?
Anthony Lewis does not like cheese.
And he likes to play Monopoly sweepstakes.
Yeah, extra onions and extra chocolate on his sundaes. I mean, I know what they use it for. I mean, I don't like the fact that they gather this information, so I'll be out on that. But I know it's useful information. Being that I do digital advertising for a living, I know what they're using this type of stuff. So
And if you've ever loaded the app and the thing was at the top that you wanted to order,
they know what
you can thank the algorithm for it, right?
yeah, they just want to know a little bit about you. So, it's fine for me, but I'm out on the concept.
I don't like the idea they got a 500-page file on me. I'm out. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. Michael Wilbon says, he might be interested in staying on PTI even after Mr. Tony retires. Tony Kornheiser is 77, Wilbon 67. I think he wants to stay on for a while after Mr. Tony. Michael Wilbon, in or out?
This is a slight punt for me. I'll be in, but, man, I haven't watched PTI in decades. Like, I can't think of the last thing I watched that he was on live. But still, I'll be in, sure.
All right. Anthony, what are your thoughts here? Michael Wilbon, in or out?
I like Michael Wilbon, but I'm out on PTI. I mean, listen, I don't like Judge Judy. I don't like anybody yelling. I have found a part in my life where I don't like too much yelling and controversy on my screen. So, but I like Michael, and I like the stuff that he does. I'm just going to be out on the show.
Going to be out on the show. Okay, I like Michael Wilbon, and I'm in on him. And I got a little more to talk about Michael Wilbon and his connection to Marshall. But we got to take a hot break here at the bottom of the hour. And don't forget, Tickets Tuesday's coming up. Anthony, good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
All right, let's take a break. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. Quiet and briefly comfortable with drier air and less humidity tonight into Wednesday, but then Wednesday night into Thursday, increasing moisture, fueling some locally heavy downpours and flash flooding concerns, additional rain then Friday and Saturday. Through the 17th, with 2 weeks left of August, it is the third wettest August on record for Charleston, and we are only 0.14 inches away from first place. We could get there through Thursday night with a tenth to a quarter of an inch here. The darker greens is a general quarter to a half inch with locally higher amounts. Before the wet weather returns, we have high pressure building in from Kentucky, keeping things clearer, more comfortable and quiet overnight, allowing for temperatures to be a little on the cooler side heading into Wednesday morning. Areas of localized fog could set up. Then we'll gradually see the mugginess increase from the northwest ahead of that next round of showers and storms in the evening, overnight, and into Thursday with the locally heavy downpours. FlySair forecast, it starts at home. We will see more comfortable and quiet conditions if you're heading towards Chicago. Otherwise, plan for that summer heat in full force if you're going towards Charlotte or Atlanta. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, as mentioned with the clear skies, comes some areas of fog setting up, looking north for low 60s overnight, and these areas will be the first to see the evening round of showers and storms, otherwise highs in the 80-degree range, mid-50s to low 60s going east. Martinsburg 88 on Wednesday, 87 toward Petersburg. We'll see mid-50s to low 60s. From Elkins toward Ripley, then 81 there, 85 Ripley, Snowshoe 74. From Lewisburg toward Huntington, mid-50s to mid-60s overnight, then low to upper 80s on Wednesday. We'll have frequent rounds of showers and storms into the weekend, starting to dry out Sunday afternoon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I love the state of West Virginia. I've met some of my best friends. I'm excited to be back. I still have my pickup truck. I still have four-wheel drive. One of the ladies asked me in the forum if I know how to drive in the snow. I told her, oh, yeah, I spent 5 years in Elkins.
See, that's one of those things. Now that you're coming to Fairmont, you've handled the Elkins winter.
Yeah, if you can handle Randolph County.
I mean, you're moving. This is basically coming back to Florida here when you get to Fairmont. I mean, this is easy.
It's going to be a breeze.
Sportsline on Metro News Television. If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
Gentlemen, I could not care less if you read this message. All right, moving on to the next one. 304 Talk 304. Well, they said it, not me.
Oh, that's terrible. Read the guy's phone.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
All right. Tickets Tuesday. If you've never called in on Tickets Tuesday, today's the day. 800-765-8255. 800-765-TALK. So, what do we got today? Margot Price tickets. That's a good prize. 2 tickets to go see Margot Price. She'll be appearing on Mountain Stage. That'll be Sunday, September the 13th. So if you've never been able to get through on Tickets Tuesday, today might be the day. Give us a call, 800-765-8255. So here's how Tickets Tuesday works. You call in, 800-765-8255. You get on the air with me. You pick your category. The categories rotate. Once your category is selected, you get a multiple choice question. You answer that question correctly, and you win the prize, which is a pretty good prize today. There's been a lot of buzz about this Margot Price show that is coming up on September the 13th at the Culture Center here in Charleston. So give us a call if you've never played the game. Let's get on in there, 800-765-8255. Okay, we didn't get a chance to get into, and while the phone lines are lighting up, we will, I want to just fill in a little bit more of the thing I teased before we had a hard break at the bottom of the hour. Couldn't get this in about Michael Wilbon. Michael Wilbon worked at the Washington Post for the longest time, but one of the first things he ever did on television was in Huntington. Marshall played Howard University in the old NCAA 1AA playoffs, and that was back in, what year was that? 1993, I think. So it was a game where Howard was undefeated, and Marshall was going to go on and win the national championship in 1AA. And so they did that game back to D.C., and I think it was carried on a couple of other regional sports channels. Gus Johnson, now probably one of the most well-known announcers in the country, who was a Howard grad, came into Huntington, called that game, and he called that game, and Mike Wilbon was the color analyst on the game, and that was a great game. Marshall won the game. It was a first-round game in the 1AA playoffs. 28-14 was the score. Jay Walker was the quarterback that day for Howard. He's still doing games. He still does a lot of games for ESPN Plus. And Flea Harrell was an amazing wide receiver that day for Howard, but Marshall had a really good team that year. But it was one of those instances where Howard's band came and performed at halftime. That was probably one of the best college bands I have ever seen in person. So there you go. Mike Wilbon, one of the first times he ever did, that's the first time he had ever done anything football-related on television, was right in Huntington when Marshall played Howard in the 1AA playoffs. All right. We still have an open line. We have one open line. Coop, how many open lines do we have? We have one or two.
Yeah, there's apparently was some not on our end, but there was some kind of a phone issue at the outset of the program. It looks like calls are getting through. I tested it, and it seems like it's getting through.
We were getting calls like left and right yesterday.
I know. We do have Richard from Fairmont who's online with us right now, and then we do have an open phone line at 800-765-8255 if you want to get in.
All right, so there you go. So Richard, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for calling in. All right, so the prize we have today is 2 tickets to go see Margot Price. She's going to headline, which looks like it's going to be a great show, on Mountain Stage at the Culture Center here in Charleston. That'll be on September the 13th. Categories today, ESPN, no-hitters, and the mystery category. You pick your category, you get a multiple-choice question, answer that correctly, and we're going to hook you up with the tickets. Which topic would you like?
Let's go, ESPN.
All right, you want ESPN. Okay, so the news came out earlier today that Bill Rasmussen, one of the founders of ESPN, as the world's first 24-hour television network, has died at the age of 93. Now, the story of how ESPN came to be is kind of legendary. He maxed out his credit card and with his $9,000 advance acquired valuable space on a communications satellite. Rasmussen knocked on lots of doors, talked to all the networks, all the cable operators, and investors before launching the network. Here's the question. In what year did ESPN first sign on the air? Was it 1969, 1975, 1979, or 1985? Let me give you the question again. In what year did ESPN first sign on the air? Was it 1969, 1975, 1979, or 1985? Richard, what's your answer?
1979.
1979 is correct. 1979 is correct. ESPN launched on September the 7th, 1979, and the first program ever airing on ESPN was, understandably, SportsCenter. And 1 month after they signed on the air, that's when they hired Chris Berman. Berman was one of the first ever employees at ESPN. All right, Richard, listen, what part of Fairmont do you live in?
I live out, I'm called Rock Lake.
Gotcha. Okay. So
It's outside of Fairmont.
Sounds good. So what do you think? Who are you going to take to the show with you?
I'm going to be taking my wife.
Oh, nice. How long you been married?
26 years.
Nice. I love it. Hey, Richard, thanks for calling in, and I appreciate you listening. And Coop's gonna give you all the details on how this is going to work. Okay, stay on the line.
All
right, good deal. All right, there you go. Another satisfied customer.
You do have Jamie from Alum Creek who's hanging on the line as well. Unfortunately, we gave away those tickets, but Jamie's a good sport and has hung on so far.
All right, Jamie, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm good.
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for listening. You were just a little bit late, and we already gave away the tickets to the Margot Price show here in Charleston on September 13th. I got 2 categories left for absolutely no prizes, but lots of personal pride. Would you like one of them?
Well, yeah.
Okay. You can take the mystery category, or you can go for no hitters. Which one would you like?
Mystery category.
Mystery category. All right. Well, I like a guy who wants to gamble. All right, Jamie. It was on this date in 1872. The first mail order catalog for the masses was published on a single sheet of paper. What company published the first mail order catalog? Was it Sears, J.C. Penney, Montgomery Ward, or Wonderman?
I'm going to guess Sears.
Sears is a good guess, but that's incorrect. Hey, but listen, what are you doing? Are you working on your way home from work, or are you at home? What's going on?
I just pulled into the driveway, and Wifey is looking at me, expecting me to move my truck so that she can get out in the morning.
Dude, I know that look. So you better get on it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for calling in. I do appreciate it. All right. That's
I love the show, guys.
Hey, man. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we love doing the show for you. All right. Well, we managed to we got that taken care of. Hey, you know what? Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day and get into a couple of responses to that. So, question of the day. All right. Hey, Jamie, hang up the phone. There you go, big guy. New survey of Gen Z and millennials revealed that 45% would feel embarrassed if someone saw the state of their home. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? You can text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304, or you know what? I'm on X, still there. You can find me at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's. WEEKLEY. Let me get a couple of quick responses to that. Oh, here's Anthony in Clarksburg. Anthony says, just the basement, and I'm going to take care of that this weekend. Well, that response isn't any good without photos, my man. Here's Matt, who's listening out in Utah. He goes, Dave, the kitchen counter, it's a lost cause. It gets cleared off, then slowly starts to accumulate random crap until it's out of control. Dude, that sounds like my house. So that's the question. What's the one messy room or secret disaster area in your house that you scramble to hide when people come over? All right, so we'll get more answers to that in a bit. All right, Coop, you know what it's time for?
Oh, yes.
It's time for you to step up to the plate and answer the questions of the other categories. Yeah, which one would you like to start with?
I did remarkably well on these. I would not suspect I would. I know I won't get this right now because I had to say something. What are my categories
Your
remaining?
categories remaining are no-hitters and the mystery category.
Man. Let's see. Well, we got to do both, don't we?
We got to do both.
Let's do no-hitters first.
Okay, good idea. Let's do no-hitters first. Because it was on this date, August 18th, 1960, Milwaukee Braves pitcher Lou Burdett threw a 1-0 no-hitter against the Phillies at Milwaukee County Stadium. He faced the minimum 27 batters. The lone base runner reached in the fifth inning when Tony Gonzalez was hit by a pitch, but was immediately erased on a double play. Lou Burdett is a West Virginia native. Where is Lou Burdett from? Is he from Wellsburg? Is he from Jane Lou? What about Nitro or Princeton? Where is Lou Burdett from?
I think my buddy Joe Stevens would get very mad at me if I didn't know the answer was Nitro, West Virginia.
That's correct. That's correct. You know what, though? I thought the fact that his name is Lou Burdett and I threw Jane Lou in there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I kind of thought that might throw you off.
Might have got somebody.
Now, this is pretty crazy about this game. Burdett did it all. There's only one run scored in this game. Burdett helped himself by scoring the only run in that game. So he faced the minimum, threw a no-hitter, and scored the game's only run. He doubled to lead off the eighth inning and scored on a Bill Bruton double one out later. And following his no-hitter, 5 days later, he threw his third shutout in a row. He was a monster. Lou Burdett was the hero of the 1957 World Series when, on 2 days' rest, he threw a complete game shutout against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Then he led the major leagues in wins. Well, actually, I think he tied with Warren Spahn in 1959. Mystery category.
Okay, let's
mystery
give it a shot.
category. On this date in 1862, the first mail-order catalog for the masses was published on a single sheet of paper. Okay? What company published the first mail-order catalog? Was it Sears, J.C. Penney, Montgomery Ward, or Wonderman? Sears, J.C. Penney, Montgomery Ward, or Wonderman?
The first one was, man, we just had this, and then now I'm confused. The first one was it Sears?
No, that was a previous guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he guessed. One of our guests.
That's why I heard that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sears, Montgomery Ward. What was the third one?
J.C. Penney.
Had to be Montgomery Ward then.
Montgomery Ward's correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Aaron Montgomery Ward launched the first general merchandise mass market catalog August 18th, 1872. It featured 163 items on a single page of paper. This innovation eliminated general store middlemen and connected rural populations to national goods. Montgomery Ward identified a market for merchant-weary farmers in the Midwest. Within 2 decades, that single-page list of products grew to a 540-page illustrated book selling over 20,000 items. From 1921 to 1931, Montgomery Ward also sold a prefabricated kit house. You could buy a house through the catalog, amazingly. Now, there were some other catalogs. Benjamin Franklin had a specialty catalog, and Tiffany had a catalog. But Montgomery Ward was really the first catalog for the mass market, and it was published on this date in 1872. We will have more on the Margot Price Show on Thursday when we talk about Mountain Stage. We do that every Thursday at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Thanks to everybody who called in. Let's take a quick break. We're coming back with more in a moment.
The West Virginia Hills are home to people who step up to serve each other when there is a need. Metro News Hotline will recognize these individuals, organizations, and programs in a special segment airing Thursday, August 20th. Tune in for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank. Our August edition features Pastor Dan Vaughn of Hopes Point Baptist Church in Weston. Learn how Hopes Point has led flood relief and recovery efforts across the region and why your help is still needed. Join Hotline Thursday, August 20th for Advocacy in Action, presented by Huntington Bank.
It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon this Thursday and Friday, raising money to support the incredible care provided by WVU Medicine Golisano Children's. From life-saving treatments to the little comforts that help make a child's stay a little easier. Your donation helps keep those programs going. Now, you can text the word WVU Kids to 34984 for a link to donate via credit or debit, PayPal, Apple Pay, or Venmo. It's the WVRC Media Cares for Kids Radiothon supporting WVU Medicine Golisano Children's this Thursday and Friday.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I kid my friend who just texted me, by the way, and said, no blanking cheese. He got away with
Well,
words.
he should come out. He comes to the game.
No, you don't want him there because...
No, because not everyone's going to have cheese. I mean, there might be a couple that
No,
do.
what he's going to do, he's going to go up to everybody there and start turning over their carts and saying, this is, you are illegitimate. This is not accurate.
Midday on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably Mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
A lot of patients come here without much hope, and I think we can give them hope.
We offer a full spectrum of interventions suitable for every kind of person that walks through our door. We do absolutely everything we can to help you achieve your family building goals.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
Morning, TJ Meadows.
Good morning, sir. It's yet another beautiful day to be in pursuit of happiness, is it not?
I like the optimism. Let's see if we can take care of that by the end of the show today, shall we? Any thoughts, Mr. Meadows?
Talkline, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
All right, welcome back. Hey, thanks to everybody who played Tickets Tuesday with us. That was a lot of fun. We do that every once in a while on a Tuesday. Baseball tonight. Pirates trying to get even in their series with the Tigers. And the Reds split their doubleheader. A little late-inning heroics last night in the nightcap game. They will host St. Louis again. And after a night off, the Dirty Birds are on the road. They're at Gastonia. Dirty Birds putting some things together. They beat Hagerstown 3 times in a row, so they're looking to run their winning streak to 4 games tonight. Wanted to play just a snippet of this. Mike Tomlin, the former Steeler head coach for such a long time, in his first season as an announcer for NBC, was on The Tonight Show last night. And it was about a 7-minute segment with Jimmy Fallon. Here's about, 50 seconds of this. This is pretty good. This is Mike Tomlin on The Tonight Show last night.
There's a thing online that people talk about called Tomlinisms. It's you saying these quotes and they just end up being legendary and they kind of break the internet. I just want to show a few of them right here that have gone viral.
Mike, what is your reaction to potentially playing 13 straight weeks, and how tough will that be physically?
We do not care. Don't blink. If you're a blinker, cut your eyelids off.
Never say never, but never. Okay?
Mike, you have a year left on your contract.
He's left. No, come on. You just straight up left mid-question. Why did you choose to do that?
Because whatever came out of my mouth next was going to get me fined.
There you go. So that was Tomlin last night. Those Tomlinisms. Are we going to miss those, Coop? We played a lot of them on this show over the years.
He probably still will have some, right? I mean, he's
going to have to have more of them if he's going to be a successful announcer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, Chris Berman made a whole career doing that type of thing to some degree. Yeah, no, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. You know what? I think he really will be a pretty good announcer.
Yeah,
I think he'll end up being all right.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's just weird to see him as a guest.
It's
on
weird
the
to see
Tonight
him.
Show.
It's weird to see him break character. To
Yes.
be honest with you, because he never broke character as coach, and to see him break character and just kind of be like relaxed a little bit is kind of odd.
Yeah, he looked pretty comfortable in his own skin last night on the Tonight Show. All right, let's take a quick break. We're coming back to wrap it up for the day in a moment.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife, to keep our water and air safe, and to advance clean energy and combat climate change. We are Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. We are Earth Justice, and we're here because the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights and wins more cases on the environment than we do. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
I was proud to be a soldier.
I told the truth and got kicked out.
And so I thought to myself, I'm taking this rule down.
If you're an LGBTQ+ veteran, your memories are important too. Share your story with the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where firsthand accounts from U.S. military veterans are preserved and made accessible for researchers and future generations. Visit loc.gov/vets to submit your stories, photographs, and documents today.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivor's benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you. With local vaccine events and access to transportation, protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity in unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
All right, folks, we're moving on out of here. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for listening, sending your answers to our question of the day and more. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour in Sportsline. It's on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow beginning at 3:06 right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.